Hello, this is the March issue of the Movement magazine, and it's actually quite a special one really, because this is our 60th publication, so that means we've been publishing the Mover now for 5 years, and really pleased with it of course, and we hope you are too. I thought I'd just run through some of the main stories that we've got in it this time, just to give you a bit of a heads up as to what we've been talking about. There's some really interesting stuff in here. There's one that I know is going to be a bit controversial, but we just thought that you might like to pass your comment on it. The Road Haulage Association in the UK has decided in its wisdom to start a division exclusively for women. They call it She's RHA. We're a little bit worried about the name, but yeah, that's their decision. But we put an article in the magazine because we were just asking the question whether it should be right that there is a separate part of an organisation like the RHA that is just for women. I thought everybody was supposed to be the same now. We're supposed to have equality, are we not? So why do women need something that's separate? And we were even more concerned because we thought that actually some women just might be offended by that they were being treated separately, rather than the same as everybody else. And we'd be really interested to hear what you think. So just have a quick look through the magazine and pick up that one. That's on page 8. And just let us know what you think. Be curious. There's another one that I've written here, which is, as I often do, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek really, but it's called Ignorant, Insolvent or Unreasonable. And this is really all about people who don't pay the bills on time, people who withhold money, trying to drag out the days until they pay you as long as they can. And I think that's unreasonable. I mean, I think it was always unreasonable really, but it's even more unreasonable now because interest rates are so low that the amount of money that they save by keeping it in their bank account is so small that they're actually jeopardising their company image for the sake of a few pennies left in the bank. And even if they have overdrafts, an overdraft nowadays is nowhere near as expensive as it used to be. And is it really worthwhile upsetting all your suppliers and getting yourself a bad reputation just for the sake of those few pounds? I don't know. Have a look. You let me know what you think. I'd be interested to know that. What else have we got? We've got a company profile about Paxton in the States. Nice story. Thank you very much to Freddie for helping me with that. Interesting story that, because Paxton are not just in the States, they're all over the place, and they're in some places that you might not really know that they are, or maybe you'd wonder why. I mean, for example, they're one of the few moving companies in Afghanistan, and Kabul isn't a particularly easy place to work, but they managed to make it work. So read that story. I think you find it interesting. There are 2 stories in here about this ongoing saga of providing verified gross weights for containers. There is a story in here by John Trenchard, who is he is with APM Terminals. And he is saying that he's putting the terminal's point of view as to what they intend to do. And the impression I got very much from reading that was that the market forces were going to play a big part in this. And and I think that the way it will shake out in the end is that if you happen to be working in an area where there's a lot of competition for ports, then they're more likely to want to be doing something. Whereas if you're working in an area where you only have one choice of port to ship through, then that particular terminal is going to be less interested. Now that's kind of like neatly illustrated, because later on in the magazine there is a piece about the Port of Tilbury, who have decided that they are in fact going to offer weighing services to provide a VGM. And we've subsequently heard that Southampton and the Port of London are going to be providing something similar. Charleston in the States has now come out and said that it probably will be doing too. So the problem seems to be sort of working through, and although it's not actually the ports or the terminals' responsibility to do this, it seems that commercially it makes sense for them to do it. So that's what seems to be happening. Don't guarantee it though, because where you are, the situation might be different. So you just make your own arrangements. What else have we got here? The cover story is by it's a company called Squab. It used to be called Britannia Squab because it used to be part of the Britannia network. They've decided to come out of that, which is kind of unusual. Most people, once they're in Britannia, tend to stay. Squab have decided not to, and so it's an interesting tale as to why they decided to come out. You read that, see what you think. Now, what else have we got? Occasionally we have to do obituaries, and this month we've got an obituary for Mike Reason from Reason Global. Mike was a big man in every sense of the word. He unfortunately left us recently, and it's with great sadness that we've had to publish an obituary. We're very pleased to be able to publish his obituary though, because I think when people that have contributed a lot to the industry do pass on, then it's part of our responsibility to make sure that there is some permanent acknowledgement of their contribution, and that's what we've done for Mike. Anyway, there's lots in this issue, lots of other things as well, apart from the things I've mentioned. You read it, and I hope you enjoy it, and see you next time. Bye for now.